Perfect. So yeah, I'll just do a quick Q&A, just maybe 10, 15 minutes. I also came up with a pretty cool analogy I was thinking of, which I'll share with you guys. But for now, let's answer some questions. So let me look at the questions. So the first question let's see, is recording. Okay, so the first question that is asked is how many trades do I take in a month roughly? So for me recently, it's last year, I remember during September, October, right after summer, there were plenty of trades. Currently, I'm more focusing on A+ trade setups. I take around maybe 2, 4, 6, 8, maybe between 8 to 15 trades a month. And there's also a data from one of these platforms where the people who take only about 15 trades, less than 15 trades a month, they're the ones taking almost 50% of the profits. So that is a pretty cool data. And it just goes to show that most of these consistently profitable traders, they don't trade every day. They don't trade every week. They trade when the conditions are right, when they see that there is an A+ setup. They're not trying to risk. And it goes back to this analogy that I was thinking of. So say, for example, you're a hunter, right? You're a hunter, you're in the middle of the forest and you have some food, you have food back in your shelter for the next couple of months or the next couple of years. You go out, you have a gun, right? And you only have 10 bullets. You only have 10 bullets. So when you see a deer and you see that the deer is staying still, it's just eating grass, it's staying still, there's no wind, everything is perfect, you have a great shot of actually hitting the deer, that is when you execute. Whereas, say for example, there is a deer and it's moving around left and right, it's windy out there. Would you execute then if you only have 10 bullets? No, but the thing is also this, it also matters about the safety net, which I talk about. You must have a safety net in trading. You can't just go trading and be full-time without having a safety net. Because say, for example, I have 10 bullets and I have no food at my shelter. I need to get deer. I need to eat, and I only have 10 bullets. So if I were to go out, I'm starving. I'm shooting at anything that comes there. If I see a deer and it's windy out, the conditions are not great, and it's moving left and right, I'll still try to force it, and I'll still try to aim at that deer. And if I shoot, there's a good chance that I might miss. So now I have 9 bullets left. And now I'm like, oh shit, I only have 9 bullets left. If I don't get another deer, I'm screwed. And I also need my bullets. I can't lose all my bullets, or else I'm in the middle of the forest with no money. Well, not no money, with no food. That's a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys are trading like the second hunter with no food in the shelter. You're looking at all these trade setups, which are not even the best. You're looking at trade setups that are very risky. And there's left and right. It's like, these trade setups that you're aiming for are not the best, because you know that, okay, this is not an A+ trade setup. Okay, there's no higher time frame backing it up. But yeah, you're still shooting just because you're so hungry in the deer analogy, but you desire it so badly, like you're relying on the outcome of the trade so badly. You need to be like the first hunter. You need to have a safety net in the back. Okay, I'm fine if today there's no deer that comes up. If today there is a deer, but the conditions are not good, the deer is moving too much left and right, it's fine. I'll wait till tomorrow. I still have 10 bullets. I have food back at home. I don't need to rush it. I don't want to waste my 10 bullets on this deer, in which it might be a hit or a miss. I'll wait tomorrow and see if there's another opportunity where a deer is perfectly still and there's not windy, it's not raining or anything like that. So you want to be like the first hunter, guys. A lot of you guys, 90% of people are the second hunter. They're aiming at the worst trade setups. They're too risky. They're focusing on the outcome of the trade. They want it so badly. They want to hit TP so badly, and they're not staying patient. And the same goes with news. So you're looking at the deer and there's a thunderstorm coming, right? Say that's the news. A lot of you guys will still shoot at the deer trying to get food. No, you have to wait. Let the thunderstorm pass by. Let the news, FOMC, CPI, NFP, PPI, let them all pass by. And then you can go back to hunting the deer. You guys are too impatient. A safety net is so important in trading, because Without a safety net, you'll just start doing a bunch of stupid things. And that's why most of you guys are not profitable. And also you guys are mainly impatient. So yeah, that was the deer analogy I came up with this morning. And I was like, okay, let me make a Zoom call explaining it. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Let's see. Do you trade crypto? I do not trade crypto. I only trade Forex. I've been doing good with EU, GU, AU, sometimes USD, CHF for the past 2 years. So I'm just sticking with Forex until anything else happens. What pairs are more beginner friendly? I believe Euro USD is beginner friendly because according to these prop firm data, Euro USD is one of the most profitable pairs. So I'm guessing that's the most beginner friendly. Yes, sir. Am I going to post this on YouTube? No, but this will be in my Discord, which is closed. Should someone trade binary? I don't recommend binary. I believe binary is like the option version of stocks, which is very, 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 very risky. So I do not recommend binary at all. So yeah, how to be patient. I actually wrote this down in my notes on that other call. So I had a call with JCap, which many of you should know from Twitter. If you guys are from Twitter, he made like $500,000 worth of prop firm withdrawals, which is crazy. And we can't tell you to be patient, right? But let me check my notes. I forgot what my notes said. We can't tell you, oh yeah, be patient. But actually, it's in my Discord. We can't tell you to be patient, but there was this quote that someone said in that call. It said, put yourself in an environment where you can be patient. So it goes back to having that safety net. If you have a safety net, if you have food back at your shelter, you'll be patient. You're not going to rush a trade. You don't really care. You're not here trying to eat within the next couple of days because you have a safety net. You have food back home. So put yourself in an environment where you can be patient. If you're starving, you can't be patient. If you have a safety net, you could be patient. This is why safety net is so important. Like I made my first $50,000 from prop firms when I had a job, when I was sort of treating trading like a side thing. Like I was like, okay, if I see a trade, I'll just enter, follow my system, and whatever happens, whatever happens. And that's when I made my first $50,000. And I was in college, I was working, I was just doing a bunch of things, but I was up for London and New York session. So that safety net really helped me because I really didn't care about the outcome of a trade. And the same goes with JCab. He said the same thing. He was working his job, construction or something, as a construction manager. And that's when he made his first 6 figures. And then he transitioned over to full-time day trading. I also just dropped a video. I'm just getting the confirmation from my editor. I don't know if you published it yet, but there's a YouTube video coming out on transitioning to a full-time day trader, which will come out in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So be sure to check that out. How many minutes has this call been? Okay, 15. Yeah, you definitely, like Joyce said, you definitely need to find other hobbies so you don't make up trades when there's none. Let's see. How many challenges you failed before getting a payout? So I failed in the beginning a lot of challenges. It took me maybe, I think it took me around like 30 to 40 to hit that 400K, to hit the max allocation on FTMO challenge. But I don't recommend this because a lot of you guys will just buy a challenge and then once you fail it, you won't even sit back and reflect on it. You'll just go on to the next. You're just gambling. And if you gamble, obviously, eventually you'll get lucky, right? You're gambling, you'll eventually get lucky. But once you do get lucky, once you do get funded, you're definitely going to end up gambling that account as well. There's no way you're going to go from gambling phase 1, gambling phase 2, to all of a sudden having the characteristics and discipline of a consistently profitable trader. That's not going to happen. A lot of you guys think that's going to happen. Oh, I'm going to gamble phase 1, phase 2. And then when I get this funded account, I'm going to be the most disciplined trader, follow my system, everything. No, what ends up happening is that behavior from the challenges transitions over to your funded accounts and you end up losing the funded account. Currently, I'm almost at break even. Currently up 800, but my stop loss is at break even. I'm risk free. When I'm risk free, I'm just like, okay, whatever. If it's stop loss, it hits stop loss. If it hits TP, it hits TP. Goes back to the Hunter analogy. I really don't care about the outcome of a trade. I just follow my system because I have a safety net. I have a big safety net. So I'm just following my system. I'm being patient. If I see an A plus setup, I'll execute on it. If not, I'll just wait. Okay. I'll answer two more questions. Let's see. So someone asked me, so I did not just let me mute my notifications real quick. So I did not just go from one day waking up and then all of a sudden I became a consistently profitable trader. One day I woke up and then all my trades started hitting. No, that didn't happen. I spent my years building the foundation. And I mentioned this in my Discord, but building the foundation is basically having a bunch of capital. You don't get rich by having a higher accuracy. You get rich by having more capital. I can have 7-figure funded account capital and only be hitting 1 to 2% a month. And what is that? Maybe I think that's $10,000 to $20,000 a month. Whereas you can have a 50K account and you can consistently be hitting 50%, 100% a month, if that's even realistic consistently. But even if you do that, oh, actually 50, 100%, 50K. I mean, okay, let's say that is actually the same. So 50K, let's say 10%. You're not making the same as me making 1 to 2%, right? 10% of 50K. Okay, my math is bad. This goes to show that you got to write stuff down. Like you can't just think from the top of your head. My math is bad. I'm not like a freaking genius. I'm just everything that I've become today has all been through experience, through learning. Actually, math 10% on 50K. 50K is what? 500? No, that's 1%. 5,000. Okay, it's 5,000. Okay, yeah. So 10% on a 50K is 5,000. 1% on a $1 million account is 10,000. Yeah. So even if you're making 10% and I'm making 1%, I'm making more than you. But even though you're technically the better trader because you have a higher percentage, higher accuracy. So you have to build the foundation. You have to think long term. If you think you're going to get rich in the next couple of months, that's not going to happen. Let's see. All right, last question. Like I said, this will be quick. So biggest risk management psychology advice. So I come into every week knowing that I cannot blow my account. My trading rules are basically maximum two trades in a loss in a row in one day, maximum 2 wins in a day, because when I win 2 trades in a day, I get confident and I start looking for more trades thinking, okay, I'm the best. So I just stop trading after 2 wins. Maximum 4 losses in a week. So like I said, when I come into the week, I know that the most I can lose is 2% if I'm risking 0.5% on my FTMO account. So I'm perfectly confident. I'm not fearful at all, because I've accepted that the worst case scenario is I will lose 2%. And that's like the worst case scenario. That won't really happen if I lose 4 trades in a row. Losing 4 trades in a row is a pretty big losing streak. A lot of you guys are trying to snipe these trades for like a 1 to 10 with these like tiny pips, 3 to 5 pip stop loss. I believe that's not really a great trading system, just because first off, your accuracy is definitely going to be very, 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 very low, because mathematically, if you have a bigger stop loss, then your accuracy should be higher. So if you have a 1 to 2, your accuracy should be much higher than a 1 to 10. And if you have a very, very, very tight stop loss with a high risk to reward, and you're having these 20%, I mean, mathematically, you could be profitable if you have like a 20% accuracy and like a 1 to 10 and risking something. But the fact is, most of us, if we're losing 8 out of 10 trades, we're not going to be psychologically right. We're not going to be like, oh, we're not going to feel good. A lot of us like to feel like we enter a trade and then it goes our direction, hits our TP, and we feel good. If it goes the other way, it doesn't feel good. So out of 8 out of 10 trades, if that's going to affect you, and that will affect your psychology, And I believe that there is a correlation between your trading psychology and your profitability in trading. So yeah, guys, thanks for hopping on. That was pretty quick. I just wanted to go over that analogy, that hunter analogy. I'm gonna work on it more. It's a pretty good analogy. So thank you guys for hopping on, and I'll catch you guys next time. Check out my YouTube video.